configure next hop self command. So router 1 will not receive these prefixes from router number 4. Or suppose I want to send all traffic in 50 network from my AS through router number 4. So on router number 3, I will not run next hop self command. Yes or no? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Guys, before discussing attribute or path manipulation, first of all, tell me to configure BGP on router number 1, how many command you need to run? Router, BGP, 100. After that, you will run command what? Neighbor,
Neighbor.
neighbor
3.3.
2.2.2.2, remote AS,
Yes.
100.
100. After that, neighbor
2.2.
2.2.2.2,
Update
update
source.
source,
Loop back.
loopback 10.
Interface numbers.
After that, suppose you want to configure BGP authentication. So command will be very simple, neighbor 2.2.2 and password. Let's say Cisco 123. So I have run 4 command for one neighbor, yes or no? So same command I have to run for router number 3 also and to for router number 4 also, yes or no?
Yes.
On
Yes, sir.
router number 1, I need to run 12 command, at least 12 command. So on each routers, you need to run 12 command to configure BGP, neighborship only. Then you will advertise networks, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So to reduce, the number of command, we have concept in BGP, that is neighbor peer group. Neighbor peer group. What we can do on a router, we can create a peer group. In that peer group, I will run these all command. And simply whenever I will say neighbor 2.2.2, I will call to that peer group. Automatically all commands which is running in peer group will be enabled on router number 1. So why peer group is required? To reduce the human effort, yes or no? Here we need to run lots of commands. Suppose there are 50 routers. Now think how difficult it is to configure BGP. Okay, so first of all, let me tell you how we can configure this network here in AS100, how we can configure BGP through peer group. Is it clear, guys?
We can configure it within ASMS. ASL.
Yes, within AS.
Okay.
Clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Sandeep?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now on router number 1, first of all, let me create one peer group. So here we will say what? Router BGP 100. I need to configure BGP on all router. Just I have configured IP address and OSPF. Apart from this, I have configured nothing on any router. Okay. Now I am going to say neighbor, and after that you can say the name of your peer group. Suppose name is what? PM and peer group. Now here whatever command I am going to run, right, that will be available in this group. So let me say neighbor PM update source loopback 10, neighbor PM, and remote AS is 100, neighbor PM password Cisco 123. Done. Now I will simply say neighbor 2.2.2 and I will call that peer group. Neighbor 2.2.2 peer group what? PM. Done. Let me do same thing for 3.3.3 also. Let me do same thing for 4.4.4 also. Oh my god. Done. Now let me take you on router number 2. Enable config T router BGP 100 and neighbor, again name of your peer group is PM, or it is locally significant. You can configure different name as well here. After that, peer group. In this peer group, I need to run 3 command: neighbor PM update source loopback 10 and neighbor PM remote AS what 100 and neighbor PM password Cisco 123. Done. Now I am going to say neighbor 1.1.1.1 and peer group PM. Soon it is going to form neighborship with router number 1. Yes or no? You can see the neighborship. Okay. Let me say neighbor 2.2.2. Not 2.2, sorry, 3.3.
Sir, we are already on the router 2, right?
Yeah. 3.3.3 and 4.4.4. Done. Now on router number 3, enable config T router BGP 100 neighbor PM peer group and neighbor PM update source loopback 10 and neighbor PM remote AS is 100 and neighbor PM password Cisco 123. Neighbor 1.1.1.1 and peer group PM. Neighbor 2.2.2 peer group PM. Let me do same thing for 4.4.4 also. .4.4.4.4. Done. Now I need to configure router number 4. So let me take you on router number 4. Enable config T router BGP 100 and neighbor PM peer group neighbor PM remote AS 100 neighbor PM update source loopback 10 and neighbor PM password Cisco 123. Now neighbor 1.1.1 and peer group PM 2.2.2 3.3.3 and 4. Sorry, done. So IP BGP summary. Done, guys? Yes or no?
Yes,
On
sir.
any router you can verify it. Is it clear to everyone how to configure peer group in BGP? This is very
Yes.
important. In CCI lab exam also, there is one question from this topic. So IP BGP summary. Done. Now I need to form neighborship between router 3 and router number 5. So let me take you on router number 3. Here I am going to say router BGP 100 and neighbor 35.1.1.5 and remote AS is 500. Done. On router number 5, config T router BGP 500 and neighbor 35.1.1.3 and remote AS is 100. Neighbor 56.1.1.6 remote AS 500. Done. Now let me take you on router number 6. Okay, before that let me configure router 4. A router BGP 100 and neighbor 46.1.1.6 and remote AS 500. Okay, now on router number 6. Enable config T a router BGP 500 and neighbor 46.1.1.4 whose remote AS is 100. So IP BGP summary. Config T router BGP 500 and neighbor 56.1.1.5 remote AS is 500. Done. So IP BGP summary. Done, guys. Now what I am going to do, I am going to advertise, let's say 50 prefixes in BGP and 60 prefixes. So here we have two options to advertise network. Either we can run network command or router BGP 500. Either I can advertise this network through network command or I can say redistribute connected. Through this command also we can advertise all connected prefixes in BGP on router number 6, but here I am going to use network command 60.1.1.0 because if you will advertise these prefixes through redistribution, router will get origin code what? Question mark, incomplete. If you are advertising it through network command, router will get origin code what? I. Done. So network this one and mask 255.255.255.0. Let me do same thing for 60.1.2.0 also, for 3.0, for 4.0 and 5.0. Done. Now you can check. So IP BGP. So this router have installed these prefixes in their BGP table. And next hop is 0.0.0. Right? Done, guys. And for self advertised prefixes, weight is 32768. And here you can see the origin code is what? I. Local preference is what? Blank. Done. Let me do same thing on router number 5 also. Network 50.1.1.0 and mask 255.255.255.0, 50.1.2.0, 50.1.3.0, 50.1.4.0, 50.1.5.0. Guys, you can consider that this is your enterprises network and this is your service provider SP. Okay, this is SP router, this is SP router. So this is PE router, this is also PE router. Between PE to PE you are running BGP and these are the prefixes. Suppose there are 10,000 prefixes which is there in the routing table of router 5 and I want to receive these prefixes in my AS100. Okay, so that's why we are using BGP. Done. So on router number 6 also, if you will run command so IP BGP, you can see router 5 have received all 50 prefixes in their table. For these prefixes, next hop is 0.0.0. That means this router have advertised these prefixes in BGP and weight is 32768. And these prefixes, see these prefixes router have received from their neighbor. And next hop IP address is what? 56.1.1.6 and local preference is what? 100. Okay, but weight is 0. Guys, what is this R? What is this R? So IP route BGP. In the BGP table, this router have not received install any 60 prefixes. So IP route. So I am running what? I think I am running EAGRP as well. So router is getting these prefixes from EIGRP, yes or no, in the routing table. So IP route EIGRP, you can see. So that's why here in the BGP table, so IP BGP, you are able to see this symbol R, and R means RIB failure. Actually, this router is telling that I have already a prefix with list metric. What is the AD value? Sorry, with list AD value. What is the AD value of EIGRP? 90. And what is the AD value for IBGP neighbor? 200.
100.
Yes or no? So that's why router have installed prefixes through EIGRP. Now what I am going to do, I am going to remove EIGRP configuration from here. Say no router EIGRP AS number, I think 100 I am running. Okay, on router number 6 also.
ये क्या इशू प्रॉब्लम है क्या?
ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं है बॉस, ये एक पाथ है मेरे पास, ये कह रहा है कि अगर फेलियर हुआ ना कभी, फेलियर के सिनारियो में हम बीजीपी का पाथ यूज करेंगे, ये कह रहा है ये
कि लिस्ट एडी वैल्यू वाला पाथ है।
यस, अभी बोल रहा है कि मैं राउटिंग टेबल में इंस्टॉल नहीं किया लेकिन मेरे पास प्रीफिक्स है नो router EIGRP 10. So I have remove EIGRP configuration from both router. Now on router number 5, if you will run command what? So IP BGP. So you can see all 50 prefixes and 60 prefixes are there. Yes or no? So both router 5 and router 6 will advertise these prefixes in AS100. Let me take you on router number 3. On router number 3, you can see so IP BGP. Router 3 is getting 50 prefixes from router number 4 also and from router number 5 also. From router number 5 it is best. From router number 4 it is only valid. And 60 prefixes also. I am getting it from router number 4 also and from router number 5 also. Through router 5 it is best and from router number 4 it is only valid. Done. Why guys this is not valid? This is not best. 50 prefixes from router number 4. हाँ
ये बार टोपोलॉजी एक बार दिखा रहा है।
ये देखो ना बॉस
46 वाला।
I am on router number 3 and on router number 3 I am able to see that 50 prefixes router 3 are getting from which neighbor? From router number 5.
5.
Yes.
Yes.
And 60 prefixes from router number 4. From router number 4. Actually router 3 is getting 60 prefixes from router number 5 also, but it is not
external और internal हो जाएगा इसमें तो।
अरे बॉस यार इंटरनल ओवर एक्सटर्नल कहाँ से कॉन्सेप्ट आ
ये
गया?
जो सर अब ये 4 से
ओके टेल मी फ्रॉम राउटर नंबर 3 46.1.1.6 is reachable or not? From router number 3 46 IP address which is running on F0/0 of router 6.
Yes sir.
Not reachable boss.
Why R4 sir?
No. So IP route and 46.1.1.0. You can see this network is not in table.
Okay.
Yes, because when router number 5 will advertise 50 prefixes to router number 3, next hop IP address will be the IP address of this interface. But when router 3 will advertise it to router number 4, it will not update next hop IP address. So router 4 will get 50 prefixes with this next hop IP address, and this IP address is not reachable from router number 1. Yes or no?
Next hop ठीक है sir.
So router number 3 is not going to advertise 60 prefixes to router number 1. In the same way, router number 4 is not going to advertise 50 prefixes to router number 1. Yes or no? Because 50 prefixes on router number 4 is not best, only valid. And BGP router, advertise only those prefixes to their neighbor which are valid as well as best. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now on router number 3. enable show IP BGP. So router number 1 have also installed 50 prefix and 60 prefix from both neighbor, from router 3 also and from router number 4 also. But no one prefix is best, guys. Yes or no? Because next
Yes,
hop
sir.
IP address is not reachable from router number 1. So first attribute is next hop. So next hop should be reachable. Suppose now if you want to forward all traffic to 50 network from router number 3, so here you will run command what? Next hop self. Or if you want to forward all traffic, means if you want that my traffic from AS number 100 to 500, whenever traffic will exit from my AS number, it should exit from router number 4. So on router number 4 only you will run command what? Next hop self. If you want to forward all traffic from this point, from this router number 3, so here only you will run command next hop self. Okay, so here also we can manipulate path through next hop IP address. Now on router number 3 I am going to say router BGP 100, and I have created one peer group. Yes or no? Neighbor PM peer group is running there. So in this group I am going to add one more command, that is neighbor PM and next hop self. I have added this command, and already I have applied this command with all neighbor. So it is going to update next hop self IP address with all neighbor. In the same way on router number, okay, first of all, if you will check routing table of router 1 now, so IP BGP, sorry, BGP table. So now you can see via router number 3, all 50 and 60 prefixes are best. Yes or no? Via router number 3, all 50 and 60 prefixes are best. Now I am going to add next hop self command on router number 4 also. So enable config T router BGP 100 neighbor peer group is PM peer group, and here I am going to add one more command, that is neighbor PM and next hop self. Okay, I have run this command on both router, on router number 3 also and router number 4 also. Now if you will check BGP table of router 4, so IP BGP, you can see 50 prefixes. Router number 4 is getting 50 prefixes from R6 also and from R3 also. From R6 it is best, from R3 it is only valid. Now tell me the reason. Now tell me the reason. In the comment section I am checking the
eBGP
reason.
over iBGP, sir.
Please write in comment. Please. Everyone. External over internal. Big key. And what about other? Loopback is not advertised, sir. No, Ramesh, you are on different path. On router
Sir,
number. Yes,
sir,
yes.
in edge router, we are using next option, right?
Yes.
Okay, because the 3.3.3 is the loopback IP address, right?
What I am asking you, that router number 4 is getting 50 prefixes from router number 3 also and from router number 6 also. Yes or no? Both next hop IP address is what? Reachable. Then why router 4 is installing 50 prefixes via router number 6? This is my question. And answer is, see, first attribute is next hop is, both next hop is reachable. Second attribute is wait will be, see, wait will not carry in BGP update message. So from both sides it will get blank wait. Yes or no? After that, third attribute is local preference. So local preference will be also same. After that, self-advertise. After that, ES path. Then origin code. Then made. Everything will be same. These things. Then it will compare external over internal, and whenever it will compare external over internal. So you know external is more reliable than internal. So that's why router 4 have installed 50 prefixes via router number 6, because router number 6 is eBGP neighbor and router number 3 is iBGP neighbor. Done. Now on router number 1. So IP BGP. So router 1 have also installed 50 prefixes via router number 3 and 60 prefixes via router number 3. So here what is the reason? See, MAD is 0. Local preference from both sides is same 100. Weight is 0 from both sides. AS path is 500 and origin code is I from both sides. So then it is going to check what? Internal over external. So in both neighbor is iBGP neighbor. Then it will check what? IGP cost to reach next hop IP address. Yes or no? So let me check the IGP cost. So IP dot 4.4.4.4. So to reach 4.4.4 metric is what? To reach 3.3.3. What is metric? 2. So IGP cost also tie. Now it is going to check what? In case of eBGP, it will check oldest path. But here, in case of iBGP, it is going to check neighbor router ID. So neighbor router ID, lower is more preferable. So R3 have lowest router ID than R4. Yes or no? So that is the reason router 1 have installed all 50 and 60 prefixes via router number 3. Done, guys? Done?
Yes, sir.
Now I want to forward. I want to use this path. I want to forward all traffic from AS number 100 to AS number 500 via router number 4. What I can do? I can increase here cost as well, IGP cost. Here if I will increase IGP cost, so cost to reach 3.3.3 will be larger than cost to reach 4.4.4. So again router 1 will start installing all external prefixes via router number 4. Guys, let me show you. Let me increase the IGP cost. Now best path selection is happening on the basis of neighbor router ID. Now if I will change the cost on interface F0/0, say IPOSPF cost. Let me configure what? 5 over here. So now if you will check, so IP route 4.4.4.4. What is metric? 2 and 3.3.3. What will be metric over here, guys? What will be metric? है यहाँ पे तो 6 मिल रहा है ना, यहाँ पे 6 मिल रहा है, तो ये नेबरशिप ऐसे हो जाएगा ना अब, या फिर ऐसे हो जाएगा ना, क्योंकि यहाँ पे 2 मिलेगा. So neighbor metric will be 3, I think. Yes, you can see metric is 3. And now if you will check BGP table, so IP BGP, see the difference. Done.
मैट्रिक 3 को दिखाया सर, हमने तो 5 कर दिया था इसमें कॉन्फ़िगर.
यार अब आपको SPF पढ़ाऊं. यहाँ पे कॉस्ट कितना है? 5. Yes or no? So router 1 will receive this 3 prefixes over here also. Cost will be what? 5. And it will receive 3 prefixes from here also. Cost will be what? 3. Hello.
ठीक है सर.
So it will use this path now. It will install 3.3.3 in routing table via router number 4 or via router number 2. Yes or no? Actually, it
Okay.
will. Router 1 will perform load balancing now for 3.3.3. इसीलिए तो बोलता हूं कि बीजीपी से इंपॉर्टेंट है आईजीपी पढ़ना. ले देख लो. ठीक है बिक्की.
बोथ साइड से 3 मिल रहा है इसमें.
हाँ वो राउटर 4 से और राउटर 2 से.
Yes.
पहले तो किसके रन किया हुआ था F0/0 पे.
Yes sir.
अगर मैं कॉस्ट हटा दूं तो फिर F0/0 पे रन कर लेगा ये 3.3.3. ओके.
Okay sir.
So now show IP BGP. You can see router 1 have installed 50 prefix and 60 prefixes via router number 4. Because now router is not comparing neighbor router ID. Now best path selection is happening on the basis of IGP cost to reach neighbor. Yes or no? Now let me remove this command interface F0/0 and say no. IPO-SPF cost 5. Done. And now I am going to advertise 10 prefixes in BGP on router number 1. So router BGP 100 network 10.1.1.0 and mask 255.255.255.0 10.1.2.0 10.1.3.0 10.1.4.0 and 10.1.5.0. Okay, let me do same thing on router number 2 also. Enable config T router BGP AS number 100 and network 20.1.1.0 mask 255.255.255.0 20.1.2.0 20.1.3.0 and 20.1.4.0 as well as 20.1.5.0. Done. बढ़े आगे. Can I move?
Yes sir. Yes.
On router number 3, let me show you BGP table. Enable show IP BGP 10 and 20 prefixes. Router 3 have learned 10 prefixes via router number 1 and 20 prefixes via router number 2. Now tell me why router 3 is not receiving 10 prefixes from router number 2. Why router 3 is not receiving 10 prefixes via router number 2?
सर फिर से एक बार बताइए.
router 3 ने 10.1.1.0 वाली जितनी भी नेटवर्क है वो राउटर 1 के वाया रिसीव किया है. मैं पूछ रहा हूं कि राउटर 2 से क्यों नहीं रिसीव किया और राउटर 4 से क्यों नहीं किया. बिकॉज राउटर 1 तो सबको शेयर किया है, 2 को भी और 4 को भी. सो ये दोनों राउटर क्यों नहीं दे रहा है राउटर 3 को.
राउटिंग टेबल दिखाना सर.
किसकी. अरे यार इतना इतना आप रूल भूल जाते हो क्या. आईबीजीपी से लिया हुआ प्रीफिक्स दूसरे आईबीजीपी को देगा क्या.
नहीं सर.
फिर so router 1 is IBGP neighbor of router 2. So router 2 is learning these prefixes from their IBGP neighbor. It is not going to advertise to their other IBGP neighbor. Yes or no? So that is the reason router 2 and router 4 is not advertising. In the same way for this network, only router 2 will advertise to router 3 because router 1 will receive these prefixes from their IBGP neighbor. It is not going to advertise to their other IBGP neighbor. Yes or no?
Yes sir. Yes sir, got it.
Yes, 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 sir.
ओके अब चले पाथ मैनिपुलेशन पे.
Yes sir.
Okay, so first of all, let me check router 5 is receiving 10 and 20 prefixes or not. enable show IP BGP. (46.1.1.4) and 35.1.1.3. Router 5 is getting 10 prefixes from two neighbor, from router 3 also and from router number 6 also. And through router number 3 it is best. Now tell me reason. And in the same way for 20 prefix also, you can see via router number 3 it is best. So this time my question is, these prefixes, 10 prefixes, router 5 is getting from router number 3 also and getting from router number 6 also. But router 5 is saying that best path is via router number 3. Tell me why.
EBGP over IBGP.
Yes, eBGP over iBGP. Done.
R4 से तो ले रहा है सर, R4 R3 से ले रहा है ना ये,
कौन?
R5
R5
R6 से कहाँ ले रहा है सर ये?
R3
That's
से
the-
ले रहा है ना, R3 से. So R3 ही तो है eBGP नेबर,
नहीं,
R6 तो iBGP नेबर है.
हाँ R6 से R3 और R4 से ले रहा है ना ये रूट.
R4 से R5 का कहाँ पे है नेबर बॉस?
ये 40.1.1.4 है जो
सो
नेक्स्ट
नेक्स्ट हॉप आईपी एड्रेस अपडेट नहीं करेगा ना जब अपने नेक्स्ट हॉप आईपी आईबीजीपी नेबर को वो एडवर्टाइज करवाएगा तो.
ओके ओके.
तो इसीलिए इस इंटरफेस की आईपी एड्रेस है नेक्स्ट हॉप. अगर हम यहाँ पे नेक्स्ट हॉप सेल्फ कमांड चला भी दे तो भी ये राउटर 5 इसी के थ्रू इंस्टॉल करेगा. यस और नो?
यस सर.
नाउ व्हाट आई वांट, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लेट मी डू वन थिंग ऑन राउटर नंबर 1. So IP BGP. Okay, so 50 prefixes is best via router number 3 and 60 prefixes is also best via router number 3. Now I want to forward all traffic from AS100 to AS200 via router number 4. I want to forward all traffic from my AS to AS number 500 via router number 4. So both next hop is reachable. Wait, can I change weight on router number 1? See what will happen if I will change the weight. By default weight is so IP BGP. Weight for receive prefix is what? Blank. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now I am going to increase some weight via router number 4. So if router 1 will receive these prefixes via router number 4 with more weight value, then it will install all prefixes via router number 4 in routing table, because as you know higher weight is always preferred. So on router number 1 I can add some weight, config t and router BGP 100 and neighbor 4.4.4.4 and weight, let me say set weight what? 0. Done. And now you will run command clear IP BGP star soft. Done. And show IP BGP. लो भाई कहाँ गया 50 का प्रीफिक्स? 50 prefixes via router number 4 weight is 10 and via router number 3 weight is 0. So that's why this is valid as well as best via router number 4. So it have installed all prefixes in their routing table via router number 4. So IP root BGP. Done. So this is first path manipulation through weight. But here we have some problem. If you want to forward all traffic from AS100 to AS500 via router number 4, on all routers you have to configure weight. Yes or no? On all router you have to configure weight. While discussing attribute, I told you that weight is locally significant and Cisco proprietary attribute. That means if you want to add weight, so you have to add it on every router. Done. So let me remove it, because on every router it is not possible to add weight. So router BGP 100. So that's why we have, local preference attribute. Here I am going to show you how we can achieve this for all routers by configuring local preference. Neighbor 4.4.4.4 and weight 10. Let me remove this command. And if I have set, okay, let me remove it. Done. On all routers you have to change weight, then you can forward all traffic from AS100 to AS500 via router number 4, but it is difficult. So now we have second method, that is local preference. So as you know, higher local preference is always preferred, yes or no? So on router number 4, what I can do, I can set local preference. By default R1 is getting local preference what, 100. On router number 1 you can see so IP BGP. Local preference for 50 and 60 prefixes is what, guys? 100, yes or no? Via router 3 also and via router number 4 also. So here on router number 4, if I will set local preference what, 110. So again router 1 will receive these prefixes from router number 4 with higher local preference, so it will install via router number 4 in their routing table. Same thing happened for router number 2 also and for router number 3 also, because router 3 will also receive 50 prefixes from router number 4 then, because now router 3 is getting 50 prefixes from router number 5 with local preference what, 100, and router number 3 will start getting 50 prefixes from router number 4 with local preference 110. Done. So this is second way for path manipulation in BGP. आप ही लोग बोल रहे थे BGP पढ़ाओ, अब अगर नहीं समझ में आ रहा है तो क्या करूं मैं, बताओ? आ रहा है समझ में?
आ रहा है सर, आ रहा है
ना? Okay, very good. So to set local preference we have to create one route map over here. So let's say route map and name is, let's say LP, local preference. Okay, now I am going to say set local preference 110. Done. Now I am going to say router BGP 100 and your neighbor is 46.1.1.6, and for this neighbor use route map whose name is LP and direction will be what, in. Done. And here you will run command clear IP BGP star soft. Okay, so IP BGP local preference is what, 110, right? Router number 1 will also install it via router number 4 now. So IP BGP done, guys, because local preference is what, 110. Now tell me why router 1 is not getting prefixes from router number 3. ये तो रिसीव ही करना बंद कर दिया राउटर 3 से, क्योंकि आप राउटर 3 की बीजीपी टेबल देखो, राउटर 3 भी अब किसके वाया लर्न कर लिया, राउटर 4 के वाया. सो आईपी बीजीपी किसके वाया बेस्ट है, राउटर 4 के वाया. सो आईबीजीपी से रिसीव किया हुआ प्रीफिक्स कभी भी अपने दूसरे आईबीजीपी को नहीं भेजेगा. डन. Done. Now my requirement is whenever traffic will exit from AS100 to AS500 for 50 prefixes, it should go via router number 4, and whenever traffic will exit from AS100 to 500 for these prefixes, it should go via router number 3. This can be also my requirement. Yes or no? So here what we will do, here what we can do, see, on router number 4, first of all, let me remove the local preference configuration. And now how you will verify local preference configuration, guys? By running command show IP protocol. You can run command show IP protocol. Here you can see done. For neighbor 46.1.1.6, I have apply one route map whose name is LP. Done. Now I am going to remove this command. A router BGP 100 and say no neighbor route map LP direction in. Say no route map LP. Done. Now what I can do, क्या कर सकते हैं अब यहाँ पे प्रीफिक्स लिस्ट बना ले एक प्रीफिक्स लिस्ट के थ्रू हम ट्रैफिक को मैच करवा सकते हैं और ACL भी बना सकते हैं, नो इशू। ACL बना लूं या प्रीफिक्स लिस्ट बना लूं, बताओ। IP prefix list and name is, let's say, CCNA. Name is CCNA, and after that permit, and here we can match the prefixes, yes or no. So 50.1.1.50.1.0.0/16 and let's say less than 24. Done. So I have created one prefix list where I have matched this prefix, right? In this all 50 prefixes will match, yes or no. Now I am going to create one route map and name is, let's say, CCNA. Done. And here match IP address. How many IP address from prefix list, and name of prefix list was CCNA. Done. And here I am going to say what? Set local preference. Set local preference 110. Done. Now on router number 3, first of all, let me verify here. I have to apply this route map in BGP. Router BGP 100 and neighbor 46.1.1.6 use route map. What was the name of route map?
CCNA.
And prefix list name? CCNA.
Both same.
Both same. Where is my route map?
Route map CCNA.
Okay, done. CCNA and direction will be what? In. And clear IP BGP star soft in. So IP BGP. For all 50 prefixes, you can see local preference value is what? 110. And now I am going to do same thing on router number 3 for 60 prefixes. Yes or no? IP prefix list. Name, let's say CCNA, permit, and 60.1.0.0/16 and less than 4. Done. Route map CCNA, match IP address from prefix list, name is CCNA, and set local preference 110 and router BGP 100 and neighbor 35.1.1. 5. Use route map. Name is CCNA and direction in. Clear IP BGP star soft. So IP BGP. Done?
Yes, sir.
On router number 1 also you can verify. So IP BGP. So here you can see router 1 is getting all 50 prefixes via router number 4 and all 60 prefixes via router number 3. Yes or no? If you want to trace route, you can trace route 60.1.1.1 and source is 10.1.1.1. समझ में आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा है? आप लोग ऐसे ही तो नहीं देख रहे हो ना वीडियो?
नहीं सर,
ऐसा मत करना बॉस, टाइम की बहुत वैल्यू है. अगर ना समझ में आए तो बता दियो, हम लोग भी स्विचिंग मॉड्यूल स्टार्ट कर लेंगे. So see, traffic is going 13.1.1.3 to router number 3. After that 35.1.1.5 means to router number 5, and after that 56.1.1.6. Okay, so I am using which path? This path. If you will trace route 50 network, (50.1.1.1) remove कर दे configuration. Can I remove this configuration from router 3 and router 4? Now I am going to show you path manipulation by using MAD, because next attribute is AS path. Next attribute is self-advertised, so there is no any practical for self-advertised. Now I am going to show you AS path manipulation through AS path. How we can add AS? AS is, okay, you can see for 60 prefixes it is going to use which path? Via router number 4. It will be same for router number 2 also, for router number 3 also, for router number 4 also, for all routers, right? It is going to use same path. So IP BGP. Done boss. On router number 2, so IP BGP. 50 prefixes are reachable via 4.4.4 and 60 prefixes are reachable via 3.3.3. Done. Now I am going to remove the configuration. Hope it's clear. No IP prefix list CCNA router BGP 100 and no, say no over here as well, and no route map CCNA. Done. On router number 4 also no IP prefix list CCNA router BGP 100 and say no, and no route map CCNA. Done. Again you can check clear IP BGP star soft. So IP BGP. Again, router have installed all prefixes via both path and via router number 3 it is best. Yes or no? 60 also and 50 also. Done? Okay. Now my requirement is again, I want to forward traffic from AS100 to AS500 via router number 4. So what I can do? I can increase metric over here on router number 3. If you want to forward all traffic from router number 3, you can increase metric over here on router number 4. Yes or no? So by default, these routers are using which path? Via router number 3. So I want to use via router number 4. So what I will do? I will increase metric on router number 3. Yes or no? I will increase mat. By default, mat is 0. By default, metric is 0 for all prefixes. Yes or no? Now again, to add metric, we need to create what? Route map. So let me take you on router number 3. Here, what we will do? Guys, always keep in mind, MAT will be, you will use MAT for inbound traffic influence. Actually, you want that whenever user from AS500 will enter in my AS, it should enter through router number 4. That time also only you will manipulate paths by using MAT. Okay, because it is used for inbound traffic influence. Okay, so on router number 3, I am going to apply MAT on, this is the first attribute that I am going to apply in odd direction. Okay, so on router number 3, I am going to just create one route map. Name is, let's say, MAT. Okay, after that I am going to say set metric, let's say 10. Okay, sorry, metric 10. After that, router BGP 100 and neighbor 35.1.1.5. use route map. Name is MAD. And direction will be out. Okay. So now on router number 5, if you will check the 10 prefixes. So IP BGP. Metric is what? 0. So let me clear IP BGP star soft and so IP BGP. You can see via router number 3, metric is what? Metric is coming, that is 10. Okay. For these prefixes, still MED is 0. But for all 10 and 20 prefixes, MED is 10. So if now from router number 5, suppose here some user are there. Now this user will ping 10.1.1.1 from here. So it is not going to use this path. It will use what? This path. Because from here it is getting list metric. So IP BGP, or we can say so IP route BGP. So you can see it have received 20 prefixes via, I am on router number 4. So IP route BGP via router number 3. Why, guys? Why via router number 3 this router have installed? Router 5 we have installed. Because here I have
metric.
Increase metric. So here metric is what? Metric is 10. So IP BGP. List metric will always preferred, na? Actually, router are not getting prefixes from router number 6. but on router number 1 you can see nothing will happen. So IP BGP still metric is 0 for all prefix. Yes or no? So this is for inbound traffic which will come in my ES. Okay,
आउटबाउंड पे नहीं लगा सकते सर इसको?
आउटबाउंड पे भी लगा सकते हो ना, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, लेकिन हम लगाते नहीं है। आप जो आउटबाउंड के लिए कितना चाहते हो, आपके पास लोकल प्रेफरेंस है, क्यों मैट्रिक ऐड कर पाओगे? नाउ अगला एट्रीब्यूट क्या है? एक्सटर्नल ओवर इंटरनल। सो इसकी प्रैक्टिकल करने की जरूरत नहीं है, वी डोंट नीड टू परफॉर्म प्रैक्टिकल फॉर एक्सटर्नल ओवर इंटरनल। देन IBGP कॉस्ट टू रिच नेक्स्ट हॉप, इट इज आई होप दिस इज ऑल्सो क्लियर। लोअर नेबर, ओके। नाउ हियर आपका BGP यहाँ पे क्या होता है? खत्म। आपका BGP यहाँ पे क्या होता है? खत्म। एक चीज और है
सर, ओरिजिन कोड के साथ मैनिपुलेट हो जाएगा क्या सर?
हाँ, ओरिजिन कोड
चेंज
के
कर
साथ
सकते
में
हैं
हो
origin?
जाएगा ना। ओके, लेट मी शो यू दैट ऑल्सो। हियर these 60 prefixes I am going to redistribute in BGP. What I am going to do? Redistribute. So router number 1 or any router will get these prefixes through I symbol. One more thing are there, guys, that I need to show you over here, that we can add ES path on router number 3. First of all, let me remove the configuration. Router BGP 100 and say no, and no route map met. Done. Now router 1 or router number 2, these routers have received install 50 and 60 prefixes in their routing table via which router? Via router number 3. Yes or no? But I want to use via router number 4. I want to use this path. Whenever my router 1 and router 2 will send traffic to S number 500, it should go via router number 5. So what I can do? I can add some ES over here. Yes or no? I can add some ESs. And as you know, lower ESs number is more preferable. So IP BGP. Now अभी ES path क्या आ रहा है? Only 500. Yes or no? From both sides, from router 3 also and from router number 4 also. ES path is 500. Now on router number 3, I am going to add some more ES number. Okay. So route map, let's say CCNA. And this time I am going to set what? Set ES path and prepend. Let's say 111, 111. I have set these prefixes in route map CCNA. Now I am going to apply this route map in BGP. Router BGP 100 and neighbor 35.1.1.5. Use route map CCNA direction in clear IP BGP star soft in. Now let me take you on router number 1. So IP BGP clear IP BGP star soft in. क्या हो गया? नहीं काम किया? कोई बता सकता है? मे आई नो द रीजन? बिक्की?
क्या सर?
Yes. Tell me why it's not working.
इनकमिंग में लगाते सर एस पाथ।
इनकमिंग में ही तो लगाया हूं।
नहीं, इनबाउंड में
इनबाउंड पे. Very good. So I need to apply it on, this neighbor with this neighbor. No, brother.
R1
Hmm?
on R1.
R1 पे नहीं लगेगा भाई, R3 पे ही लगेगा. So run section BGP. कुछ मैं गलत कॉन्फ़िगर कर दिया, बाकी सब सही है. So neighbor 35.1.1.5 route map CCNA in and show route map CCNA. क्या मिस्टेक है? ऐड तो कर रहा है ना यस राउटर 3 के ऊपर में, बट जब IBGP नेबर अपने दूसरे IBGP को अपडेट भेजता है तो क्या वो एस नंबर लगाता है? नहीं
सर.
बट ये एस तो ऑलरेडी लगा हुआ है ना. जब ये राउटर 4 को भेजेगा तो ये एस लगा के भेजेगा या नहीं भेजेगा? भाई ये प्रॉब्लम है सॉफ्टवेयर की. तो फिर सो IP BGP सो IP BGP देखो अभी भी आ रहा है राइट. राउटर 1 इज गेटिंग prefixes from router number 3 also, but it is not installing in BGP table. Why? Because here I have add ES number. When router 3 will advertising, these prefixes, it is adding what ES number, because on router number 1 you can see now all prefixes, all outside prefixes are best via router number 4, not via router number 3. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So actually here router number 3, when router 3 is advertising this prefix, is adding ES 100. Let me check on router number 3. 111, this one and this one. So router 1 should receive these prefixes, but it will not install in routing table. Don't know why router is not receiving. Okay guys, you guys can verify it by yourself also. Okay, it is very easy. This is the way how you will apply it.
ये मैंने एक बार R1 में एक बार करेंगे सर अप्लाई इसको.
R1 पे
हाँ, इनबाउंड में.
हाँ यार वहां भी काम करेगा. कहाँ बोल रहा हूँ मैं कि
मैंने परसों परफॉर्म किया था ये लैब.
route map CCNA and set AS path prepend. Router BGP (100) neighbor 3.3.3.3.
Neighbor.
Sorry. Neighbor 3.3.3 and route map CCNA direction in. So IP BGP. अभी आपको पहले तो ये राउटर 3 से रिमूव करना पड़ेगा ना कॉन्फ़िगरेशन. ओके. और राउटर BGP 100 no route map CCNA. Clear IP BGP star SOP. So IP BGP. 3 से कोई प्रीफिक्स दिखा ही नहीं रहा है।
नहीं दिखा नहीं रहा।
राउटर BGP 100 and say no neighbor 3.3.3.3 route map CCNA direction in. So IP BGP clear IP BGP star soft and so IP BGP. अरे अभी भी तो ये सिर्फ एक ही पाथ इंस्टॉल किया हुआ है, मतलब कुछ अपन पहले कॉन्फ़िगरेशन छोड़ चुके हैं लोकल प्रेफरेंस के और मैड के टाइम में। हियर मैट्रिक इज व्हाट?
Is it because is it because getting via 4 and we need to install it in R4?
No, there are some configuration I think.
Okay.
So that's why actually I am not getting prefixes from router number 3.
राउट मैप में हायर सीक्वेंस नंबर नहीं दिया है, मे बी इसके कारण सेकंड शो नहीं कर रहा हूं सर लोकल प्रेफरेंस में।
नहीं राउटर 3 पे तो मैंने आपको दिखाया था ना एस पाथ। राउटर 3 पे जब ये कमांड अप्लाई था
लोकल प्रेफरेंस किया था ना सर, तो हायर सीक्वेंस नंबर
अप्लाई तो हो चुका था राउटर 3 के ऊपर में, तभी तो आपको दिखा रहा था ना एस पाथ 11111 और 111 ये वाला दिखाया था ना।
यस
बट ये प्रीफिक्स राउटर 3 अभी शेयर ही नहीं कर रहा है, अभी तो कोई राउट मैप नहीं है ना यहाँ पे कॉन्फ़िगर। डू सो राउट मैप, कोई राउट मैप है? नहीं है। राउटर 4 पे डू सो राउट मैप, कोई राउट मैप है? नहीं है। राउटर 1 प्रीफिक्स ही नहीं रिसीव कर रहा है वाया राउटर नंबर 3, कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ गया होगा, हो जाता है ऐसा कभी कभी इवेंट जी समय जितना देर आप कॉन्फ़िगर करते हो ना तो हो जाता है। डोंट वरी, नाउ होप कॉन्सेप्ट इज क्लियर।
यस सर।
यस